Today I'm doing one of my absolute all-time favorite things, and that is hanging out in the garden. I'm gonna spend some time with my lovely little plant babies. I'm gonna give them some attention. I'm going to get them cleaned up, clean up the beds wherever it is needed. I'm gonna prune some leaves. I'm gonna do all the things because they need it. Today the weather it's a little overcast. It's actually a lot overcast. It's pretty gray today. It's warmer than it's been for the last few weeks, last couple of months, and the humidity is definitely up there. It is also full-blown mosquito season, which, it is what it is. And I am just trying to keep the peace with these guys and hoping that they will keep the peace with me. But if you can see, I am wearing a very long sleeve shirt because I started this in a tank top. I had essential oils on to help keep the mosquitoes away, and I was still getting bombarded. They were hitting me like little tiny missiles, so I had to go and change. Mosquitoes aside, I just love being out here and spending time with my little plant babies. There is such a beautiful exchange that I feel happening, this beautiful transformation where I am giving them my time, my love, my energy, and they are giving me the same thing in return. It feels so magical, so beautiful. One of the things I've really been loving is coming out here and placing my hands near my plants or on my plants in the soil and just almost saying little prayers, just thanking these guys for their love, thanking them for growing, thanking them for being in the garden, and for their eventual nourishment, and just giving all the things, just having a spirit of gratitude, because I am so incredibly grateful that I am in a position right now where I have some time to be out here, to commit, to really put time and energy into learning this process and just seeing what beautiful magic I can create. And it's so wonderful. I love it. And I haven't had this kind of opportunity in a really, really long time. So I am just soaking it all up. I am just a sponge. I want to know all the things. I want to experience all the things. I just want to be out here and be part of all of these things. And watching these little guys grow and just work their magic and go from this tiny little seed that was just hanging out in the soil, and then suddenly there are leaves and these guys are doing things. It's just so incredible. It is so incredible. So I just want to clean up the leaves. I want to get these fallen leaves out of here. Some of these beds have tiny little weeds, and I know it happens when the grass is being mowed and things are being kind of kicked around and thrown around, and little weeds and clippings and things will end up in here. And then eventually we have little weeds. So I'm really trying to stay on top of that. I want to make sure that the things that are growing on here are the things that I want to intentionally grow and not these crazy little weeds. So I know they have their place, and their place is just not here in these garden beds. So that is just my goal today, is to tend to these guys. I want to look them over, look at the leaves. I've noticed on some of the plants, the leaves that are touching the soil are browning or they wilt or whatever. So I want to get those clipped off because I want the plants to put all of their energy into growing and fruiting the healthy parts of themselves, if that makes sense, not to try to push energy to leaves or parts of the plant that are unhealthy and not thriving. So that is just my goal with that. The other thing I want to work on is to put some more seeds down. So I seem to be doing this more and more in these videos, and I just keep thinking about it. And as I walk around and I look at the beds and I think about just all the things that I want to grow and all the ways I want to maximize my space, I keep coming back to at least these first 2 beds that I did with the carrots, the herbs, and the zucchini and all of those plants. And I initially planted just 6 little spots for each thing. So 6 little spots for carrots, 6 little spots for cilantro, and so on in these first 2 beds. And so just thinking about it, I thought that where I have these, I could just maximize and just lay down more seed. These seeds need to be buried. It's like 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. And honestly, I'm like, what is 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch when we're talking about planting seeds? So I'm just roughing up the top layer of the soil here and throwing some seeds down, just kind of sprinkling them. And then I will lightly cover them with a little bit of the same soil, get everybody watered, and we are good to go. But I am just really hoping to maximize what I have. And already I know that going into the garden next year, I will do things a little differently. But, you know, this is part of the learning process, and I am so good with that. So good with that. I am still loving this process so much. I can't wait to see these beds overflowing with just beautiful leaves and greenery and all the things. I have such a long list of things that I want to plant in the garden, and I know that I just need to calm myself down, but it's really hard because there are just so many things that I love and I want to grow, and I want to be able to just go out into the backyard or even the front yard and pick these things and enjoy them, and, you know, always give thanks to them for growing and growing for me specifically and nourishing me and my family. And the love, the gratitude, it just goes on and on and on. And I think it's such a good thing. I am enjoying this so much. I always want to be so respectful of the process, and I am so respectful of these plants. And I know, you know, a lot of people may look at them and say, oh, they're just plants. But to me, they are little living beings, and they have a lot of energy, and they have a purpose here. And I always just try to be so respectful of that. In the last video, I talked about energy and being such a big believer in energy, and I feel that is especially true when it's something like this, like something that is living like a plant. And I do want to be respectful of what they need and to be the best companion that I can be. And in exchange, I know that they will be the best companion for me. But the love, oh my gosh, the love. I have so many different gardens pinned on Pinterest and things that I would eventually love to grow into and just put together. And right now, the bed with the tomatoes and the bed with the melons, they kind of look like they're in the middle of no man's land, but there is a purpose. Right now it looks a little bit crazy, but as we grow things and develop our beautiful backyard oasis, it will all start to come together and make sense. So I'm good with the process. I do cringe a little sometimes when I look at them, because I'm like, oh, you guys are just hanging out in the middle of nowhere. But there is a plan. And of course, I will bring you along for the entire thing so you can see as we develop the backyard and the garden and see how we change things around. And I think it's going to be so much fun, and I cannot wait. I have so many ideas for outdoor living and the way I want to see things come together. And along the way, that's going to change, and that's cool. It's all good. My ideas, my feelings, my desires, all of that will change in the process. And I'm sure it's going to change as I learn more about gardening and what works best where. And I'm here for all of it. I really am. But all of this, just, you know, pruning these guys up and touching the leaves and touching the soil, and it just makes me so happy. And I hope that these guys are equally as happy and they feel like they are being cared for and nourished in all the right ways. And I just love it. I love it. Also, I would really love to know what you are growing in your garden. I had the lovely pleasure of chatting with one of our beautiful family members here to the Shantel channel, getting to know what they are growing, and it was so cool to hear that stuff. So feel free, post a comment and let me know what you're growing. You can always email me at hello@soshantel.com. You can also find me on Instagram @soshantel. I am in all the places and I love connecting with you. So tell me what you're growing. Give me your tips and tricks. Send me your photos, your beautiful garden photos and your beautiful sunshine photos. I would love to see all of that. And yeah, let's keep building our beautiful Shantel family. We're all here for the love, the good vibes, the chill vibes, and that's exactly what we are accomplishing today. It feels so good to have all of this done, to have spent some time with my beautiful garden and touch all the plant babies and love on all the plant babies. Oh, my heart is so happy. I am equally as happy and grateful that you spent your beautiful and precious time with me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please comment down below. Let me know what videos you want to see, what garden adventures or cooking things you want me to do for you, and I will take care of it. I hope you have the most beautiful sunshiny day, my friend.